Hello, I'm here in Charleston, South Carolina at the Democratic presidential primary debate to find out, why do black people still like Hillary Clinton? Best-selling author of the book, civil rights lawyer Michelle Alexander says, Bill Clinton's tough-on-crime policies resulted in the largest increase in federal and state prison inmates of any president in American history.
New York Times bestseller. It's called During Bill Clinton's Tenure, Washington slashed funding for public housing by $17 billion, boosted corrections by $19 billion, effectively making the construction of prisons the nation's main housing program for the urban poor. I'm just trying to get confirmation.
I don't know.
I can't talk to New York.
Can't answer that right now because I want to cheer for Hillary.
Can I ask you any questions? You're good?
Can't talk to the press, sorry.
Why not?
Just don't want to answer the question.
It hurt me to wake up and see my beautiful black people suffer, victimized by the oppressive, harsh realities of the hood. I guess even though we were free, we were still slaves in the mind.
Nasty! TyBeTroLLing, CEO, Count Team Entertainment, best rapper on the YouTube and TikTok. Hands down, no questions asked. And we all know slavery is a choice. Context. My people and their love, their unconditional love for the Democratic Party is sad. It's a video I'm looking for a long time. I finally found it deep in my Google Drive. Without further ado, let's get into it.
Hello, I'm here in Charleston, South Carolina at the Democratic presidential primary debate to find out, why do black people still like Hillary Clinton?
When I say Hillary, you say Clinton. Hillary Clinton!
I've been reading this book, The New Jim Crow, and it's got some gnarly stuff about Hillary Clinton. It says when her husband was president, she lobbied Congress to increase the drug war and mass incarceration. And the best-selling author of the book, civil rights lawyer Michelle Alexander says, Bill Clinton's tough-on-crime policies resulted in the largest increase in federal and state prison inmates of any president in American history. But Clinton was not satisfied with exploding prison populations. He and the New Democrats championed legislation banning drug felons from public housing and denying them basic public benefits, including food stamps for life. Discrimination in virtually every aspect of political, economic, and social life is now perfectly legal if you've been labeled a felon.
I'm going to stop it right there at that point in the video real quick, because that was some quick context, right? And I'm going to do a video on that book, The New Jim Crow, right? But basically what they're talking about is, just how detrimental the Democratic Party, but really the Clintons in general, in a regime has been very detrimental, very detrimental to our people, man. With mass incarceration, crime bill. We all know about Joe Biden and the crime bill, right? And this is the part of the video that's going to trigger me, because I ain't seen it in a while. It may trigger you. Just check this out, y'all. Just check this out, man.
What do you think about that 1994 Hillary Clinton?
It's a very well thought out crime bill that is both smart and tough.
Awkward.
What book is it?
It's called New Jim Crow, New York Times bestseller. It's called During Bill Clinton's Tenure, Washington slashed funding for public housing by $17 billion, boosted corrections by $19 billion, effectively making the construction of prisons the nation's main housing program for the urban poor. I'm just trying to get confirmation.
I don't know. I'm the chair of the DNC.
Yeah, Debbie. Why should you know? You're only the chair of the Democratic National Committee.
Now, forget exactly when this video was made, but that was the chairman of the Democratic National Committee, the DNC. The chairman of the DNC couldn't even be bothered to even entertain what this man is trying to say. Now, this is not even the most egregious part of the video, because we're finna get into some black people that's finna do some very unsavory things. Just check this out.
Hey, black people, help me out. Would you say that you've been able to forgive her and her husband for tough-on-crime policies that led to mass incarceration?
I can't talk to New York.
Can't answer that right now because I want to cheer for Hillary.
Can I ask you any questions? You're good?
Can't talk to the press, sorry.
Why not?
Just don't want to answer the question.
But it is part of like history and reality, right?
Right.
I'm trying to find out why black people still like the Clintons.
Every time I see that clip, man, I get triggered, right? I get triggered. Every time I see that, I get triggered. But those are just protesters, right? Those are just civilians, okay? Let's ask people, black people that's in the Democratic Party. Let's just ask them about this and see what they say.
Oh, man. Not even the South Carolina head of communications for Bernie Sanders' campaign will talk shit about Hillary.
During Bill Clinton's tenure, Washington slashed funding for public housing by $17 billion, boosted corrections by $19 billion, effectively making the construction of prisons the nation's main housing program for the urban poor, and Hillary championed these policies and lobbied Congress for them. Can you please speak to that?
So what I will say is there has not been another poll in South Carolina for a little bit of a while, but we feel the momentum and our ground game is on our side and that we are feeling things shift.
Wow, Simone, that was a great answer. It just happened to be to a completely different question from the one I asked you.
1 out of 3 African American men may well end up going to prison. That's the statistic. I want people here to think what we would be doing if it was 1 out of 3 white men. It's a very well thought out crime bill that is both smart and tough.
Awkward. So you got
That's disgusting. That is just disgusting, right? And once again, as Hillary Clinton does, pandering. Talking about some 1 in 3 black men, 1 in 3 white. Let's just ask some white people about Hillary Clinton. How about that?
You guys think it's unfortunate the way the Clinton family and Hillary have treated black people over the years?
Yes! Yes!
The white people are all about it.
Get rid of private prison.
Why did she take money from private prison?
Ask her. Ask her. She's a corporate shill.
With her history, why do black people like Hillary Clinton so much?
Oh, I think the race is still early.
What the hell are you talking about, Martin?
Feel the burn! Feel the burn! Feel the burn!
Israel, Palestine. He needs to make his position more clear. Israel, Palestine. He's not strong in foreign policy, but I really like him a lot. I'm probably going to vote for him. Israel and Palestine. What's up with Bernie and AIPAC? Besides that, he's doing pretty well.
Feel the burn.
The white people. The white people. The white people are more in tune with what's going on with the Clintons' role. This is insane. This is insane. Don't worry, we got more black politicians. Let's go ahead.
Feel the burn.
So what were you saying the things about Hillary?
Pro-choice.
Supports TPP.
Okay. Children's Defense Fund. Advocate.
Contributed to NAFTA, which unfortunately exported a lot of American jobs.
Okay. She just hold on. I'm losing it here. We gotta redo this part.
It's cool. It's cool. It's cool. We can edit however.
Okay.
I think Hillary Clinton and Martin O'Malley and Bernie Sanders, for that matter, do all share and are qualified to be president. I think Hillary Clinton will be a wonderful president because I think she has the qualifications and the heart to be the president of all of our people.
Before you go, will you read a passage out of the new Jim Crow? I'll just find something at random here. Let's see. How about right there, starting with in response to.
No, I'm not going to read that.
Why do black people still like the Clintons?
I couldn't tell you.
I don't know. Hey, I don't know. You know, everybody got their own choice, you know. There's no telling what she's telling them or doing for them.
Finally, we're getting somewhere. Anybody else?
We are upwards of 10 minutes into this video. 10 minutes into this video to find one sane black person to say anything not positive about the Clintons. Right? 10 minutes into the video.
I said tonight that part of the blame should have been in terms of incarceration on the 1994 Clinton crime bill. a very cheap shot was thrown to me by a PhD who said that's sexist. I said, absolutely it's not. If you're going to name a policy that you didn't like about Bush and you're going to put his name on it, you must put Clinton's policy, his name on that policy. Clinton knew what he was doing. He did it anyway. Sanders was one of the only people who stood on the floor at that time and said this is going to disproportionately affect black people. So black people, if you didn't know about Sanders before now, know about him now. Don't vote against your best interests. Your best interests are with the person that is talking about the values that you've been hearing about all your life. Your parents have been telling you about Dr. King all your life. Dr. King cared about poor people's rights. He cared about workers' rights. He cared about fair and equitable treatment in terms of hospitalization with people. These are the things that we've learned in our legacy of black church and our legacy of black liberation and black organizing. This is the person you should be supporting. If you are familiar with this book or you're familiar with that 1994 crime bill, which sent many of my friends away, she is not the candidate you should be voting for.
Thank you, Killer Mike. Now, I don't agree with what he said about Ted Sanders, but everything else he said is spot on. It's spot on, and nobody's talking about it. Like I said, I forget how old this video is, but it still pertains to what's going on today with this 2024 election, dog. What are we doing? What are we doing?
Senator Sanders, a few times tonight we're going to hear from some of the most prominent voices on YouTube, starting with Francesca Ramsey, who tackles racial stereotypes through her videos. Let's watch.
Hey, I'm Francesca Ramsey.
Wow, I wonder what she thinks of Hillary Clinton.
It feels to me like she's pandering a little bit, and I was glad that she did talk about the fact that there is a difference in terms of how we feel about, you know, what's happening in Flint, Michigan, for example. And if that was in a upper middle class white neighborhood, it would be different. But it, you know, it really kind of was reminiscent of the same comment that she made about the wage gap. She said, well, if it was white men that were making that much, you know, everybody would have something to say. And I felt like it was more of a talking point rather than her actually addressing the issues.
It's a very well thought out crime bill that is both smart and tough.
Awkward. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. It shows that there is still hope out there. But before I end this video, I'm going to say this again. Stay y'all ass at home. Stay your black ass at home. You ain't got to vote. Go do something with your family. Go spend time with your kids. Just don't vote, because you're not going to get anything from anybody. Slavery is a choice.
It hurt me to wake up and see my beautiful black people suffer, victimized by the oppressive, harsh realities of the hood. I guess even though we were free, we were still slaves in the mind.
Message!